All right, we are starting 2019 off with a bang, literally, with the Walther PPQ Subcompact. Excited to bring this one to you. We've been working on it for a while, and we literally started the first day of this year off shooting this gun and others. So hopefully you guys will enjoy it. We're going to do a little bit of comparison, and we are going to have some comparison videos, specific videos, coming in the future with this gun. So big thanks to Walther for sending this one out to us. We really appreciate the support. And let's go ahead and get started. Really quick, Patreons, obviously, we love you guys. We thank you for your support as well. And we're kicking off 2 videos a week now. We are dedicated to this. We want to hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and we understand we got to put more work into it. So that's what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and get started off the right way with an awesome new gun. So you guys, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let's go ahead and get started. Walther does a really nice job with their cases. Not that it really matters, but something I like to point out. Nice hard case with foam padding, interior already cut out. You're going to get a lot of cool things with this gun. You get 3 magazines. This is just the standard version. You have the law enforcement or the LE edition, and then you have the other one with night sights. This option is not yet available with night sights. All right. You get the gun. You get 3 magazines. This is a 10 round. This one is a 10 round with the extended magazine base. And then you also get one of the 15 rounds with the extended magazine base on there as well. Now, the nice thing, this is the M2 version. All right, so you have your regular Americanized magazine button, if you will. This one will take the original PPQ magazines, which is a nice feature to have. I like that. Subcompact guns that are in the same lineup with the big brothers, I feel should be able to take the bigger magazines, and this one does. Awesome feature there. Assist loader. You also get an extra back strap there if you want to kind of change the way that looks. You can see how it has more of a hump. I don't think I had to change this one out. I believe it came with this one already on the gun, which I like. And then it also comes with a right-hand button for you left-handed shooters, so you can change out your magazine release right there. A couple other little things, something I really like that they do. Let me get this out here. Oh, this one doesn't come with it. Okay, so this one actually did not come with the target from the factory. I thought it did. Maybe it is in the safe still. I don't know, but I'll leave you guys a annotation on the screen and tell you if it did or did not. But I'm fairly certain it came with it. But the guide for the PPQ, Walther does a great job with their guides anyways. Everything's color. They didn't skip any corners, and they tell you everything you need to know about the gun. Really nice manual. And then you do get a lock and all that kind of stuff. I bet you that target is with the lock. So let's go ahead and I'm going to just take 2 of the magazines out, and then we'll leave everything back in. We don't really need any of this stuff for the review. Let's put it over there. Star of the show, Walther PPQ Subcompact. All right, overall specs here really quick. 3.5-inch barrel. The trigger weight, what they say on their website, Walther, is 5 to 6 pounds, somewhere in that range. We'll test it here after the shooting part of the review. Overall length, 6.6 inches. Height is 4.4 inches. That, of course, is with your standard base plate magazine. Width is 1.3 inches. All right, so there you go right there. And weight with an empty mag is 21.2 ounces. So you know this gun is very similar in size to the original M&P Compact. Those were 12-round guns, but as far as size and everything, it's very similar to that. Now, when we talk about size, you know, just telling you guys specs and things like that is one thing, but I want to show you what this looks like next to some more popular options here. Glock 26. A lot of you guys may recognize this gun. We've had it for a while. If we just look at them slide to slide there, you can tell the Walther is a little bit longer. Doesn't really matter for concealed carry purposes. It looks to be a little bit wider there than the Glock. And as far as height, this is where I think they really got it right there. You can tell, Mrs. Heckshot will get down and show you, you can tell they are just about the same. The Walther PPQ actually Yeah, they're just about the same. Maybe a little bit taller on the Walther PPQ, but not by much. And even if you put the extended mag in there, let me show you. Next to the Glock, I mean, you have a a ½ inch right there. So that's really not bad. Good job, Walther. You got the same magazine capacity, and it's not very much taller than the Glock 26, which is really a standard when it comes to sizing anyways in this category. And then the HK VP9 SK, compared to this one, which is also a 10-round gun. These are both German designs, by the way. You can tell the Walther is just a little bit longer in the barrel. Again, doesn't really matter that much. Looks to be about the same width. Those little wings on the HK make it look a little bit wider than what it is, but about the same. And then when we put them on their backs, you can tell the Walther is a little bit shorter than the HK. If we kind of put them in line with each other, you can see a natural kind of step down, but really there's not much of a step from here to here at all. There's not much of a step from here to here at all. More of a noticeable step from here to here. So good job, Walther, with the sizing. I think you guys nailed it for the size of gun that we're talking about here. All right, let's talk about the main features on the gun. So basically what you have is a PPQ shrunk down. So you have front and rear slide serrations. I love their slide serrations. They're cut deep into the slide, really easy to grasp onto if you need to do press checks or just racking the slide. All right, they give you a good bite in your hand, and they come back far enough on the slide. It's just really awesome. I love the way they do those. You do have a small Picatinny rail up there, so if you want to put a light or a laser, if that's something you're thinking about doing, they make it really easy for you. Serrated trigger guard here in the front, squared off, undercut in the trigger guard, so you can tell right there. You can get your fingers high up there and snug, and then it's protected. The magazine releases actually has a little hump right here, so you don't inadvertently hit that when you don't want to, which is a really nice design. It's on the other side as well. Well, not fully ambidextrous, because you got to change the slide stop out, or the magazine release out, but your slide stop is fully ambidextrous, which is nice for left-handed shooters, of course. They do have minor little finger grooves right here. I mean, really not enough to tell. Don't really bother me at all anyways. Tenifer coating on the slide, barrel, and some of the inside parts. Tenifer coating, which is really tough, really strong, and really a lot of these Walthers and stuff, like my PPS M2 version, that thing really does not, it's held up very well. And we did that video like 2 years ago to the date. And it's held up really well. Now the slide stop, they do call it an extended slide stop, so you can actually use this with gloves. It sticks out from the frame a little bit, but I mean, I wouldn't exactly call it extended, but it does a nice job. I don't have any issues with the slide stop manipulating it one way or the other. It's really easy to do both ways, so I like that. Of course, you have 3 magazine choices, interchangeable back straps, the lanyard loop back here. All right, so if you need to hook up a lanyard and just swing it at somebody, you can do that. And then no magazine disconnect, which is an important feature. Viewport down there, so you can see your brass down in the chamber. And the cool German stamping and markings that they put on there just makes it, I don't know, really different, kind of cool. I dig that a lot. The trigger, of course, which is what people know the Walther PPQ for, we will talk about after the shooting part of the review. I promise I'm not going to leave you guys hanging. There's your 3-dot sights right there. They kind of got a yellow tint to them. In the daylight, it didn't seem like they glowed or anything like that. It just gave your eyes something different to look like, or look at, I should say. And the dots in the rear look like they're a little bit smaller than the front sight. These are very similar to the ones on my PPS M2, except the ones on the M2 PPS are white, not yellow. And these sights do a great job just at the range. Night sight option, it'd be nice, but these definitely are not bad sights at the range at all. The gun is really awesome. It's a small PPQ. I mean, it really is great. What about breakdown here really quick, and then we will take you guys to the range with us. Really simple. Make sure it's clear, of course. You're going to want to pull the trigger. You have takedown notches here and here. Pull back, pull those down. It's going to come right off. Dual captive recoil spring. This one is metal, which is good. Barrel right there. Okay. You can tell she's dirty. We've shot her. Striker block. Pretty similar to a lot of the guns we've seen, but these guns work and they are good pricing. The MSRP on this one is $649. I checked before the video. You can find these things most of the time for around 500 bucks if you do some shopping. So there you go. Put it back together. Super simple. If you're getting into this brand new to guns, that's a nice feature. It's very easy to clean and maintain. All right, let's take you guys to the range with us. We'll show you how it did under regular fire, what kind of groups we had, rapid fire, and all that kind of stuff. After the shooting, we'll talk about the trigger. We'll show you the weight. We'll do pros and cons and our overall opinion on the Walther PPQ Subcompact. We'll see you guys in a minute. Let's try some 40-yard shots with the Walther PPQ Subcompact on the gong. Let's see how the little micro PPQ does. Let's try it out. Kind of spread out all over the place down there, but I think we hit what, 6 or 7 out of 10, so obviously outside of the scope of what you would use this little gun for, but knowing it can do it, or knowing that I can do it with this little gun, is pretty cool. So not too bad. All right, so I don't know that any of you guys would expect anything different. The Walther PPQ at the range is a beast, and this one is no different. Shorter barrel, shorter grip, less rounds, doesn't matter. This gun does an awesome job. And really with the extended mag in it, it felt like a normal PPQ. Let me grab that out one more time. I didn't think I'd need it, but let me grab it. Take this one out, put this one in. Just like that. Whenever you pull this gun up, I mean, it really feels like a regular PPQ in your hand. You don't really notice anything with a shorter barrel or anything like that. So really awesome job at the range. Like I said, I'm sure you guys didn't expect anything different, and it's because of this. Check this trigger out. A little dingus right there in the middle. You hit the wall. A little bit of take up and it breaks. I mean, really, it is that good. Reset. Boom, you're ready to go again. Let's check the weight with our trigger gauge scale here. That said 7 pounds 13 ounces. That's a lie. I pulled it high. Hold on, let's try it again. 5 pounds 2 ounces. That's more like it. Let's try it one more time, just for good measure. 5 pounds. So anywhere from 5 to 6 pounds, you're going to be closer to 5 pounds with the PPQ. Such an awesome shooter, a flat shooting gun. Now, I will say, before we shot this one, we were shooting the Ruger SP101 and 357 Magnum. So to come over to something like this, it was like, this is nothing. I mean, really, the 9mm, this thing just soaks up the recoil, man. Some of you might be thinking, well, what about the high bore axis headshot? I know it's got a high bore axis. That must really affect your accuracy and being able to keep... No, not at all. Doesn't matter. I don't care. It sits a little bit higher in my hand. Who cares? Didn't affect anything. The gun shot awesome. What a great gun at the range. Now, one thing about the gun is it is designed for concealed carry. I mean, overall, it is a smaller gun, something that you can carry more often. One of the cons of the gun is really not on the gun, but there's no holster for it. So we need holster to come out with a holster for this thing, because this would be a great carry option, very similar to the Glock 26 and even the HK VP9 SK. So shooting wise, great. Pros and cons, let's go ahead and get into it. Trigger, number one, man, they still continue to impress people with that trigger. And in a striker fire gun, it's really good, like really good. Size, weight, capacity ratio. For this size gun, what they were going for, I think they got it right, man. They did a lot of things great. They kept the weight down, and they were able to get the short overall grip. Compared to the capacity, they did a good job. They kept it in line with the 26, which is pretty much the standard, like I said before. Great job there. Slide stop, all the features on the M2.0, or the M2 version, I should say. Magazine release, magazines pop right out. Magazine release is very responsive. You have enough of an undercut right here so you can get your hand high up on the gun. The slide stop works as a release too, if that's how you want it. The gun is just easy to manipulate. The slide spring, pressure, and all that kind of stuff, man, it works flawlessly. The grip texturing. Now, I didn't talk about this in the beginning of the video, which we normally do, but see how it has those little squigglies in there, and that's a legit term in the gun industry, by the way. These little squigglies are just great. They're not overly aggressive, but they're aggressive enough where it just keeps the gun locked into your hand. You don't have any kind of worry, or you don't really have any kind of readjusting or anything like that going on. It's just aggressive enough, and it's all the way around. And it's I don't know. It's weird because it's not too aggressive. It's kind of slick, but when you put it in your hand, it's like it works. So great job there. Slide serrations, even the sights. Now, you know, one of the cons I will say is I think they should offer a night sight option for the regular version. I think that would be a bonus. Some people will say, well, just buy the one with night sights. But, you know, I'm just saying a night sight option would be good on a gun like this. It's a carry gun. One of the other cons too, and this is just personal preference, with this magazine in here, it almost looks like the regular slide from a PPQ, right? It's a little bit shorter, but everything else looks the same. It just looks out of place. With the small grip like that, it just looks a little bit awkward. Not high point ugly, that's not what I'm saying here, but it just looks a little bit funny. Other than that, I'm reaching at this point, guys. It's such an awesome gun and such a great option. I can't I can't really say, you know, Walther doesn't make a whole lot of guns, but I'm hoping that here in 2019 or here in the future, they'll start pumping out some different options and stuff, because I think as far as the PPQ lineup, I think we're all set. The PPS option with the M2 version is fantastic. Unless they went with a single stack PPQ, the PPQ lineup is pretty much it's pretty much done. I mean, they really have done a lot of great things with the PPQ lineup, and this is just another one to add to it. So not a lot of cons, definitely more pros. Great shooter, great sights, great features, and the regular magazine release on the M2 version, I like that a lot. So there you go, PPQ. Once again, rave about it. We've done the 45, the 9, the Q4 tactical model. They're all great. This one, no exception. If you guys would like to be more involved with what we do here on the channel, if you guys would like to put in requests for guns, as we're having our first Patreon Select a Gun, make sure to come over and follow us on Patreon, join us on Patreon, support the channel, and help choose some of the guns we're going to be doing here in the future. Let me know what you think about the PPQ M2 down in the comments below. We'll see you in the next one, and as always, hold them down.